City Morning Show.
Good morning, and welcome to today's edition of the Sugar City, Sugar City Morning Show. Muy buenos días todos y bienvenidos a esta edición del Sugar City Morning Show. Hoy, como nada, ya es viernes. Hoy es el 19 de julio. Son exactamente las 7:04 a este momento. ¿Qué tal? Buenos días. ¿Cómo se encuentran? Ojalá y bien. Nuestros deseos desde muy temprano por la mañana son para que tengan un excelente día todos. Yo sé que muchas veces no nos va como queremos, pero paciencia, un poquito de paciencia. Dios hace todo por tu camino, créeme. Y si hoy no lo haces, no te salió bien, intenta mañana hasta que lo logres. ¿Qué tal? Buenos días. Las 7:04. Bienvenidos a esta edición del Sugar City Morning Show. Estamos transmitiendo en vivo desde Nortevisión, Canal 10, aquí en la aldea de Trial Farm. Y es un gran gusto poder llegar hasta lo más íntimo de sus hogares. Muchas gracias por ese privilegio que nos dan. Se lo agradecemos intensamente. Como dije, estamos transmitiendo en vivo desde la calle San Lorenzo. Estamos transmitiendo por cable. Estamos unidos a la red de proveedores de señal de cable que permite que nuestra señal se vea por todo el país. Buenos días, Corozal, Orange Walk, Ciudad Belice, también Belmopan, Santa Elena, San Ignacio, Benque Viejo, San José Socots, Dangriga y Punta Gorda. Todos muy buenos días. También por aire, es más, nuestra señal es gratis aquí en el norte. Es la única estación de televisión que se ve por gratis. Y simplemente tienes que, si no estás conectado al cable, o no quieres cable, o donde tú vives no hay cable, lo que sea, entonces puedes captar la recepción de Canal 10 en tu televisor. Simplemente tienes que conseguir una antena o conseguir un cablecito y extenderlo para afuera y vas a poder ver Canal 10. El único canal que puedes ver que es gratis para la gente viviendo en el norte del país. Un atento saludo a todas las gentes que nos ven a través de este medio. Buenos días, gracias. También estamos transmitiendo por internet. Es más, en Facebook, pues eso es el orden del día, así que simplemente tienes que entrar en la página de Sugar City Morning Show y teclar el icon de Sugar City Morning Show y está en vivo y también puedes verlo a la hora que tú quieras. Buenos días de nuevo, a las 7:06, como siempre. Empezamos nuestro programa con una oración. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué no es la pregunta correcta? La pregunta correcta es ¿por qué no hacerlo? Mucha gente pregunta, bueno, ¿y por qué oras tanto? ¿Por qué haces? Pues yo digo, la pregunta no debe ser ¿por qué yo oro? La pregunta es ¿por qué tú no lo haces? Porque me parece que es un deber de todo individuo de hincarse frente a un poder superior, a un Dios. Pero nosotros con nuestro ego así soplado, muy inflado, nos gusta pensar que somos los dueños del universo y que no tenemos que no tenemos que hincarnos a nadie, absolutamente nadie. Mi ego es más fuerte que cualquiera y yo no tengo que pedirle nada a nadie ni darle gracias a nadie. Pero estás equivocado. Tan pronto algo sucede, ay Dios mío, ay Dios mío. Tan pronto necesitas de algo, ay Dios mío. No puedes escoger el tiempo cuando seas creyente o no. Tienes que ser un creyente todo el tiempo. Por eso te invito hoy a reconocer este poder superior en tu vida y decir, Padre, muchas gracias por tus bendiciones. Muchas gracias por todo lo que nos das, la vida, la salud, las fuerzas, tu paciencia, tu gracia, tu misericordia, tu perdón, todo lo que es dentro de tu amor eterno e incondicional que tienes para nosotros. Muchas gracias, Padre. Te pedimos que continúes amándonos, queriéndonos. Te pido, Padre, que hoy, para las personas que están pasando por tiempos difíciles, luego de la muerte de un ser querido, te pido, Padre, por los viejitos, los niños, también desamparados. También te pido, Padre, por paz en nuestras comunidades. Te pido por estabilidad, tanto económica como emocional. Que podamos ir a dormir tranquilos, sin tener el miedo o el pavor de que tan pronto salgas, alguien te puede... Permítanos, Padre, poder salir y regresar a nuestras casas. Y también a esas personas que están causando esos problemas. Que puedan reflexionar. Que puedan reflexionar ellos y decir, ya basta con tanto. Difícil como sea, Padre, te pido, como siempre, para que tengamos paz en nuestras comunidades. Padre, te alabamos, te bendecimos y te glorificamos siempre. Amén. If you've just joined us, it's exactly 10 minutes after 7 o'clock. And this is the general weather forecast for today, the 18th of July. And just quickly, before we go into the weather report, I'd like to quickly fast leave it in a Facebook and find out who has birthdays today. Let me see who has birthdays. Felipa, buenos días. ¿Cómo te encuentras, mi buena amiga Felipa? Más que una buena amiga. Algo muy especial en la vida de muchas personas aquí en nuestro Benki. Felipa, muchas gracias por tu amistad, muchas gracias por esa sonrisa que siempre traes, muchas gracias por ser quien eres. Te queremos mucho. Nuestro deseo es que tengas un precioso día. Esto viene de parte de tus hijos y de esposa de tus hijos y de parte de todos nosotros que estamos ahí casi diario en tu casa. Que pases un día excelente, que tengas mucho éxito en lo que haces y que sobre todo la vida, a mí, para mi parecer, está lleno de etapas. Hay veces cuando somos niños queremos carritos y queremos trencitos y soldaditos y ya luego entonces queremos ir a viajes. Hoy en día yo te deseo de corazón mucha paz en tu vida, mucha paz y tranquilidad. Y también obviamente te deseo mucho bienestar. Felipa, que la pases de maravilla. De corazón te lo deseo. This is the general weather forecast for today, Friday, July 19th. This report, generated at 6 o'clock in the morning, says the general situation as follows. Mainly fair weather will continue today, then conditions become moist and unstable tonight and tomorrow. The 24-hour forecast. Sunny skies with a few cloudy spells today, becoming cloudy tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated today, then increasing mostly over southern and central areas tonight. The winds blowing from the east-northeast, 5 to 15 knots. The sea stays light chop. Temperatures along the coast, 87 as a high, 80 as a low. Inland, 93 as a high, and 73 as a low. And in the hills, 82 degrees as a high, and 68 degrees as a low. There are no advisories in place, and just quickly, you want to look at the Atlantic Today graphical outlook. There's nothing, absolutely nothing to be worried about. Let's hope it keeps that way. The outlook for tomorrow, Saturday, is cloudy skies with some showers and thunderstorms over most areas during Saturday, then mostly over central and northern areas Saturday night. A high tide occurs this morning at 11:09, a low tide at 6:24 this evening, a second high tide at 12:16 tomorrow morning, and the second low tide at 5:43 tomorrow morning. The sun rose this morning at 5:28. The sun sets this evening at 6:30. The moon is also setting this morning at 7:42, and the moon is rising tonight at 9:22. Thank you, forecaster Michael Gentle. Muchas gracias. Buenos días, si nos acabas de sintonizar. Aquí el reporte del estado del tiempo para hoy, viernes 19 de julio. Y atentos saludos a todas las personas que están cumpliendo años hoy. La situación general puesta que hoy tendremos esencialmente buen tiempo y estará continuando para todo el curso del día. Y luego por la noche las condiciones cambian tantito a algo un poco más húmedas e inestables para hoy por la noche y para mañana. Tanto así que para las siguientes 24 horas tendremos cielos soleados con algunos periodos de nubosidad hoy. Luego entonces tornándose algo nublado por la noche. Entonces veremos unos chubascos, tronadas aisladas durante el curso del día hoy. Y entonces aumentando sobre la porción sur y también la porción del centro hoy por la noche. Por secciones, ¿ok? Los vientos del este-noreste, 5 a 15 nudos. El estado del mar ligeramente agitado. Temperaturas por la costa 87 como una máxima, 80 como una mínima. En el interior 93 como una máxima, 73 como una mínima. Y por las colinas 82 como una máxima y 68 como una mínima. No hay advertencias en lugar y como dije en inglés, no hay ningún sistema de tormenta. Claro, hay olas pasando, eso eso es de siempre, pero no hay, digamos, tormentas o huracanes desarrollados que nos pudieran causar problemas. Como dije, no hay advertencias. ¿Qué es lo que esperamos para mañana sábado? Cielos nublados con algunos chubascos, tormentas sobre la gran parte del país el sábado. Y luego entonces, más que nada, por la tarde, más que nada, y por la noche, más que nada sobre la porción del norte y la porción del centro del país. Así que mañana por la noche es posible que tengamos chubascos aquí en el norte. Una marea alta a las 11:09, una baja a las 6:24. Hoy por la tarde, una segunda marea alta, la mañana medianoche, con 16 minutos, perdón. Hay que sacar el teléfono aquí. Y otra marea baja a las 5:43 por la mañana. El sol salió hoy a las 5:28. El sol todavía se oculta a las 6:30. La luna se oculta a las 7:42 hoy por la mañana, porque está afuera, y luego sale de nuevo hoy por la noche a las 9:22. 7:17. Hoy tenemos invitados. Hoy tenemos el grupo de personas que están postulando para el Village Council, el concilio a nivel de aldea, aquí en Trial Farm. Esto es de parte del Partido Unión Democrático, el rojo, el UDP. Entonces tendremos hoy de nuevo, es una oportunidad para que ustedes los lleguen a conocer. Muchas veces vamos a las urnas y ¿para qué vamos a votar? Yo no conozco a tal persona, yo no conozco a tal persona. Esta es una oportunidad para que los conozcas. Quizás ya conozcas a algunos de ellos, pero es una oportunidad para que conozcas a todos y también escuchar cómo hablan y escuchar cómo responden a las preguntas. Pero antes que vayamos a la pausa, tenemos que reconocer y agradecer a nuestros patrocinadores. Estamos hablando de German Vega Sons, fielmente. Vegas Imports, también Vega Distributors, también A&R Stores, Digi, Belize Tourist Board, Government of Belize Information Service, también, vamos a ver qué más, The Referendum Unit, y también quiero invitarles que a los papás y a los niños que si quieren quieren envolver a sus niños, a sus niñas en programas de actividad con Blanquitas House of Culture, claro, acudan al Blanquitas House of Culture a conseguir información. Hay varios programas en lugar. Hay baile, hay arts and craft, manualidades, hay crocheting, hay programas de instrucción acerca de buenas prácticas para el mantenimiento y sostenimiento del medio ambiente. Cosas que son muy importantes para un niño llegar a saber, no tirar basura por todo lado, etcétera, etcétera. Y bueno, yo les pido que chequen con Cindy o con Yaya ahí en Blanquitas House of Culture. Los espacios son limitados. Ya creo que se está terminando el programa de Garífuna para aprender Garífuna y Maya. Bueno, la gente dice, ¿por qué no enseñan Maya? ¿Por qué no enseñan esto? Y al final del día, 4 o 5 personas van. Y luego entonces sigue la gente y dice la gente, ¿por qué no hacen esto? ¿Por qué no lo hacen el otro? Existen los ofrecimientos, así que yo te pido que por favor cheques con ellos y con gusto te van a dar la información que tú requieres. Las 7:21, vamos a esta pausa. Estaremos de vuelta con ustedes luego de estos anuncios.
Need an escape from your daily schedule? Why not become a tourist in your own country? Discover Western Belize. Transport back in time and be awed by the reminiscences of the Mayan civilization. Be adventurous or spend a day with family and friends enjoying the serenity of the Macau River. Sample a Kaya staple or pick up some fresh produce to make your own delicacy. Come visit us in Western Belize. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. Diginet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future. A nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, Diginet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by Diginet. Diginet Boost, now available countrywide.
These sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longanisa, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillett's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
6 cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, rush runs, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Every friendly competition has a winner and a loser, a runner-up, a second best, someone that just doesn't have what it takes. Our friends know this feeling all too well. Since Digi introduced their new prepaid data plans, Digi fans have been happier than ever. While the other guys, their plans just can't even compare. Digi's new plans have the best value for your dollar. That's more data for less money, with even more options. So keep being a winner and keep living your best life with Digi.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a
baller. Someone come? Yes, someone coming. Let's go. Sa.
Who no?
5 cents question of the day. Why you the letter?
Who sent me the letter?
That sign right there. You can't read?
Well, make I tell you something. In this here community, everybody dump here, so me just dump my garbage right here.
So if somebody jump off a bridge, you that do it too?
Oh man, no.
You never know that littering is an environmental crime and Department of the Environment can charge you for that?
Why is that a crime?
Because you pollute the same environment you live in, dirtying the same land and water you use. You don't even know that you dumping garbage can make you and your family sick by attracting disease-carrying pests, and the Department of the Environment just to try help we take care of the environment.
So all of that? Well, know that you put it that way.
Thanks for your 5 cents, brother. That's 5 cents question of the day.
This message is brought to you by the Department of the Environment.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not make it in your own backyard? Learn the history of your old capital. Or venture out on a road trip to experience the village life and be captivated by nature's wildlife, culture, and food. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
On Wednesday, May 8th, Belizeans soundly decided to take the unfounded Guatemalan claim to the International Court of Justice, the ICJ. According to the special agreement, this is what happens next. 1. By June 8th, 2019, the government of Belize will submit the 2008 special agreement to the ICJ. Guatemala has already done so since their referendum was held in 2018. This will give the ICJ official authority to hear the dispute and to deliver a final binding result. The ICJ will then prepare a notice of when the trial will commence. 2. Next, Guatemala will have up to 1 year, that's 12 months, to submit their case to the ICJ. 3. Belize will then have up to 1 year, that's 12 months, to respond to Guatemala's submission. 4. From there, Guatemala will be given up to 6 months to reply to our arguments, and 5. Belize will then have up to 6 months thereafter to reply to Guatemala's response. 6. After the period of written arguments ends, the ICJ may allow additional pleadings, including oral arguments, and would set deadlines for those. 7. Once the timeline for arguments has ended, the ICJ will deliberate and make a ruling in accordance with the instructions and authorities granted to them by Belize and Guatemala, as per the 2008 Special Agreement. 8. After the ICJ's ruling is delivered, Belize and Guatemala will have 3 months to establish a joint commission to physically demarcate the boundaries between the two countries in accordance with the ICJ's ruling. The entire process will take no less than 4 years and can be as many as 6 years. This ICJ process will bring a final end to this long-standing Belize-Guatemala dispute. Belize and Guatemala will be able to put old divisions and antagonisms behind us and ensure that peace, development, and cooperation prevail.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It is exactly 7:31. Please join me in welcoming at this moment Mr. Robert Checky Usher. Say good morning and welcome to Checky. ¿Cómo estás?
Why, thank God. Good morning to one and all. We're here, Pa. I wake up early this morning, like 4:30. Get some work done.
What a fluke.
Why, every morning I wake up the hours here.
No, every morning. Oh, total.
Unless I go sleep 4:30, then I don't wake up any time again.
Mm-hmm.
But usually I wake up early in the morning. You know, today is Friday. I have to get everything set. I want to send out a special greeting this morning to Emmanuel and Ruby getting married tomorrow.
Who?
Emmanuel and Ruby getting married tomorrow in San Ignacio. I want to say good morning to you guys, Venice and the rest of the family. Good luck. Hope all will go well and hope that you all will have a very good life together. But we're here, Mr. Martinez, on this lovely, beautiful Friday. Today is Friday and we are 2 days away from the final round of the Village Council elections.
That's exactly right.
Right, and right here in Trial Farm, Village Council elections will happen. I was talking to our technician, were telling us about know, that happened at the at the office of the Honorable Gaspar Vega yesterday. You know, we know that the minister, he is the area representative for Orange Walk North, and he does servicing of person residence of Trial Farm at his office, because we have a standard bearer, but Mr. Vega is the duly elected area representative, and he does clinics at his office. And I understand that yesterday that some persons went around there to take some pictures and was taking it like something political, like if he was giving out money for persons to vote for this Trial Farm election to support the UDP. I don't really know the characters, but what happened is, I believe the technician have some pictures, but the thing is, I think that's one of the picture there, if you can see it. Yeah.
This is a video
It's a video
of it.
It's a video. But what we need to make clear as well, Mr. Martinez, is that if anybody go to that office and see Mr. Vega is doing his work as a duly
That is his job as a representative. So what you're telling me, that these persons went over to Mr. Vega's office and
probably take pictures of the persons that are lined up there to see.
And what did it do with those pictures?
I understand that there is a Facebook page. And they are putting those on the Facebook page. I don't really know what they are saying on the page, but you know, like me, I'm not much into Facebook. What's the Facebook page, Rahim? So say Mr. Martinez can bring up the page and see what's on that page. How? Oh, Jade. Okay. Let's see what's on that end.
Okay, I have it here. It says it's payday for taxpayers at Gapi office. Go get your tax refund. Spend it wisely because it won't last 2 years. Tomorrow your shitty G is out. Take it and vote their corrupt asses out. Boom, see there.
So those pictures there, those are persons that went to see Mr. Vega for assistance. The pictures that we're seeing, that picture of those persons standing up there, the one in front of the white bin, that one right there. Yeah. So
what about it?
I mean, why will you have these people picture like that up on something like that?
Well, we'll have to. Well, that's exactly what you just said. It is supposed that these people, we could mention names, you know. We can mention names. We have the camera picked up on who they are, and found out that these people, well, they are just mischief makers. These persons are mischief makers, and we know that there was Lexus, and there's only one Lexus that belongs to a politician, and that is for our good friend Mr. Monchi Cervantes, and his cousin Miss Alitita Urbina were in the area. This is what we have been told. Hey.
But when you look
you can see it in the video.
But when you look on that, Emmanuel, what the damn people expect to get out of this?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you can help me answering that question. But it says that it's payday for taxpayers at Gapi office. You know, they're tarnishing the people's name, the Mr. Gapi's name. But at the end of the day, let me tell you one thing. If there's anybody who's paying people to vote, it's the PUP. It's the PUP. And some members and supporters of the PUP who are very well, some of them are wealthy. Those are the people, and I could tell because I see it. So, gentlemen, it's a shame that you say it's payday for taxpayers at Gapi office. Go get your tax refund. Spend it wisely because it won't last 3 years. Tomorrow your shitty G is out. Take it and vote their corrupt asses out. Boom. See there?
Do you see anything pertaining the chairman from Douglas? I understand there was a target on the chairman. A little bit down, I understand that there was an attack on the chairman from Douglas.
Chairman from Douglas was detained yesterday pending investigation on the murder of one Miss Yanira Novella de la Rosa, but subsequently released under the authority of one not normal person in Belize.
When is that dated?
He was not even questioned because later quickly released. This is an outright rage society. This is bullshit.
That is dated what date, Pa?
July 12th.
July 12th.
What are you saying? What are you saying, that the man is guilty, and because he was released, because he was innocent? That is bullshit because of that. That's an outright rage. The man no got not a thing to do with it.
You remember one time?
Please mark your words. Because accusation run both ways. Accusation run both ways. There are people accusing you of doing certain things as well. Please, be careful with those words. I'm asking you, be very careful.
Papa, you remember one time they had the intake 94 for the police department? When the press officer from the police department said, if you were arrested and never charged, you're still innocent, so you can still apply.
But of course, the man was not charged. The man was not charged. If they carry me in because if they carry me in for something, that means that maybe I have information about that, what you call it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, don't cast aspersions as if it's a shame because they let me go because I am the murderer.
Or maybe somebody tries to steal you.
Man, if you play politics, you play. Well, I know politics is dirty, but Christ, don't tarnish people's names like that.
Emmanuel,
don't tarnish people's names.
But
like
the 12th of July was last week Friday, and that person was not chairman at that time. The election was held on the 14th in Douglas, not on the 12th or before the 12th. He was an aspiring chairman candidate.
Yes, the aspiring chairman or chairman, it don't matter. But they're putting it up as if he is the one who is guilty.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's beside the point. It's the aspiring chairman from Douglas Village was detained. Yes, I heard of it, but I never believed it. The man has been released. Has been released. I know this is hard for some of us because these people are our friends. But as a friend, I'm telling you. As a friend, we're telling you.
Yeah.
Hey, man, make we play clean.
Yeah, if anybody want to call, line open, if we don't know anything.
Play clean.
Yeah, if we don't there wrong this, so I want to know where going down, I know who give one call as well, But, people are trying to call on my cell phone, but that's why I'm telling them that the line is open.
302-2170, that's the number to call. Please, we cannot answer our own personal telephones at this moment. We either send text.
Yeah, the number is right there, 302-2170.
302-2170.
Maybe you say it in español, pa.
302-2170, 302-2170, o mandar textos a 600-5769. 600-5769. Esos son los números. Y si quieres, mándamelo a mi teléfono también, 638-6415.
All right. Yeah, it looks like it was the same number that was. Hello, good morning, SugarCity MorningShow. Hello,
buenos días.
Buenos días, señor.
Yo soy residente de Douglas y ustedes mismos Ramón estaba pagando. Vidalito puede vir a mi casa personal que es lleno de gatos, venga a pagarme a mí para que yo y mi familia salgamos a votar en Douglas. Así que no vengan a decir que como el PUP estaba pagando cuando ustedes vinieron a mi casa a pagarme.
¿Aceptaste el dinero?
Que paguen con sus madres.
¿Aceptaste el dinero? Una acusación así, cualquiera persona lo puede hacer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cualquier persona puede acusar a otro, pero yo te puedo decir claramente que fue el señor Gaspar que te lo dio en tu mano. No, eso no es cierto. ¿Y cómo tú sabes que es no puedes hacer esa acusación abiertamente así, no puedes.
Yeah, so if anybody else would like to call 302-2170, calls to come in by my phone again, but it's not on this phone, folks. It's 302-2170 if you would like to call. Remember, we got this village council election coming up, and we understand that they have some persons that are voting in different areas and living in Trial Farm, and they want to vote again, you know? Then people know who they are. But, you know, the elections and boundaries has something strict out there that I think it was Mr. Campos who told us that elections and boundaries, they are taking a database. So if you don't vote that Santa Cruz or any other place, then I understand that your name go into the database. So if you show up there to vote, I don't know if they check it right away or how it happened, or suspicion has to come up and say, hey, I think that person vote already.
¿Dónde es esto? The first name. Where has that person voted? Can I ask you this question? The first person on the list, where does that person vote? Okay, San Román. Señores y señores, tenemos una lista de personas que viven en Trial Farm, pero ya votaron en otra aldea. Escúchame bien, esas personas, cuando quieran votar en Trial Farm de nuevo, no se les va a permitir. Y tenemos el privilegio de anunciar estas personas, quiénes son. Y vamos a leer los nombres, porque tenemos datos. El señor Egidio Hernández votó en San Román. Es el Adareli Chi en San Luis. Gabriela María Cámara en San Román. Antonia Cámara en San Román. Sofía Oriano en San Román. César Cal en San Román. Y Sandra Kishen también en San Román. Todas estas personas no vivían en San Román, pero votaron en San Román.
How that happened?
Los permitieron votar. Estas personas no debieron haber votado en San Román. ¿Ok? Esto es de la base de datos que hemos conseguido, que cuando van a votar se les anota quiénes entraron a votar y se nos han dado esta información. Ahora, estas personas y nuestras investigaciones son de que no viven en esa aldea, pero de una forma u otra han votado en esa aldea. Quiero decirles de que no van a poder votar en Trial Farm. Se permite una vez votar, pero ya luego cuando intenten votar en Trial Farm, por favor, dense cuenta los nombres. Si quieren, cuando vayan a votar, va a haber una lista de personas que ya votaron en otras aldeas y se va a hacer referencia a esta lista.
Esas cosas hay multa también, ¿sabes?
Seguro que hay multa.
Yeah, $1,000.
¿Ok? Si no puedes estar votando en aldea a aldea, entiendo de que eso es lo que el PUP está haciendo. Está consiguiendo gente para ir a votar, un esfuerzo bastante organizado para tratar de tumbar el rojo en las aldeas. Eso es lo que están haciendo. Yo lo vi en Carmelita. Yo vi aproximadamente 30, 40 personas que no son de Carmelita votar en las elecciones en Carmelita.
And they were allowed
Eso
to vote.
yo lo vi. Pero lo extraño es de que se le está diciendo al presiding officer de que esas personas no son de Carmelita y aún así los permitió votar. Entonces, ¿qué está sucediendo? ¿Qué está sucediendo? ¿Qué está sucediendo? ¿Entiendes?
Yeah. Okay, Pa, we understand that we need to take a break, and we'll be right back. We understand that Trial Farm candidates are campaigning early this morning, so seems like they will not be making it to the show. But we have Minister Aragon that will be coming on in a short while with us. But let's take a break.
Let's take a break and we'll be right back with you. Las 7:48 minutos, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. We'll be right back after these messages.
The first two phases of the Hummingbird Highway Rehabilitation Project from the Belmopon Roundabout Junction to Saboon Bridge and Alta Vista Bridge to Dandriga Town has already made a remarkable difference for commuters and residents alike. These first two phases are a $16.5 million investment by the government of Belize. Under this project, the highway is being rehabilitated through improvement of the road pavement to create a safer environment for the public. Improvements, especially in the areas that pose a high risk to motorists, include the introduction of paved road shoulders, high visibility line markings, reflective road studs, bus laybys, and other features that will bring the entire road segment in line with internationally recognized standards. Additionally, the replacement of the existing single-lane bridges will reduce road user risks. These improvements will increase economic, tourism, and agricultural opportunities, further encouraging the social development of Belize, particularly in the south. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Need an escape from your daily schedule? Why not become a tourist in your own country? Discover Western Belize. Transport back in time and be awed by the reminiscences of the Mayan civilization. Be adventurous or spend a day with family and friends enjoying the serenity of the Macal River. Sample a kaya staple or pick up some fresh produce to make your own delicacy. Come visit us in Western Belize. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. DigiNet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future. A nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, DigiNet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by DigiNet. DigiNet Boost, now available countrywide.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longanisa, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
6 cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, Rush Franz, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Every friendly competition has a winner and a loser, a runner-up, a second best,
someone that just doesn't have what it takes. Our friends know this feeling all too well. Since Digi introduced their new prepaid data plans, Digi plans have been happier than ever. While the other guys, their plans just can't even compare. Digi's new plans have the best value for your dollar. That's more data for less money, with even more options. So keep being a winner and keep living your best life with Digi.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl.
Someone come, yes, someone coming. Let's go. Sa.
Who no?
Fastest question of the day. What you the letter?
Who sent me the letter?
That sign right there. You can't read?
Well, make I tell you something. In this here community, everybody dump here, so me just dump my garbage right here.
So if somebody jump off a bridge, you that do it too?
No, man, no.
You never know that littering is an environmental crime and Department of the Environment can charge you for that?
Why is that a crime?
Because you pollute the same environment you live in, dirtying the same land and water you use. You don't even know that you dumping garbage can make you and your family sick by attracting disease-carrying pests, and the Department of the Environment just to try help we take care of the we environment?
So all of that? Well, know that to put it that way.
Thanks for your 5 cents, brother. That's 5 cents question of the day.
This message is brought to you by the Department of the Environment.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not make it in your own backyard? Learn the history of your old capital. Or venture out on a road trip to experience the village life and be captivated by nature's wildlife, culture, and food. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
On Wednesday, May 8th, Belizeans soundly decided to take the unfounded Guatemalan claim to the International Court of Justice, the ICJ. According to the special agreement, this is what happens next. 1. By June 8, 2019, the government of Belize will submit the 2008 special agreement to the ICJ. Guatemala has already done so since their referendum was held in 2018. This will give the ICJ official authority to hear the dispute and to deliver a final binding result. The ICJ will then prepare a notice of when the trial will commence. 2. Next, Guatemala will have up to 1 year, that's 12 months, to submit their case to the ICJ. 3. Belize will then have up to 1 year, that's 12 months, to respond to Guatemala's submission. 4. From there, Guatemala will be given up to 6 months to reply to our arguments, and 5. Belize will then have up to 6 months thereafter to reply to Guatemala's response. 6. After the period of written arguments ends, the ICJ may allow additional pleadings, including oral arguments, and would set deadlines for those. 7. Once the timeline for arguments has ended, the ICJ will deliberate and make a ruling in accordance with the instructions and authorities granted to them by Belize and Guatemala, as per the 2008 special agreement. 8. After the ICJ's ruling is delivered, Belize and Guatemala will have 3 months to establish a joint commission to physically demarcate the boundaries between the two countries in accordance with the ICJ's ruling. The entire process will take no less than 4 years and can be as many as 6 years. This ICJ process will bring a final end to this long-standing Belize-Guatemala dispute. Belize and Guatemala will be able to put old divisions and antagonisms behind us and ensure that peace, development, and cooperation prevail.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. Las 7:58, 2 minutos antes de las 8. Tenemos una noticia, Checky. We have a little announcement to make.
Yeah, we were supposed to have the members from the United Democratic Party team from Trial Farm to come on the show, but they have some prior arrangements to do, so it looks like they prefer to go and meet their people.
They're
early
out
in the morning.
campaigning, yes, they're out campaigning, so we can understand that, and
we want to wish them the best
I
as
want
well,
to wish
no?
them the best. So, but we will have Minister Elodie Aragon very shortly with us.
Right, yeah.
Very, very shortly with us. A little while ago, I was telling you about, and we have discussed this earlier, about how vague and open the Village Council Act is, as it is right now. It says very simply that if you're a Belizean or if you're a permanent resident, and if you have 2 months living there, you can vote there. Sounds very simple, very clean, very clear. But that is where the problems begin.
So, in my case, like how I come from Cookie Tree, I could have hang out for 2 months after the village council.
And not even 2 months. Don't even try. Just try fooling people for every weekend that you did there, and you will be able to vote.
You just go to church and make everybody see you.
Make everybody see you.
And then when you come out from church, you go vote.
You go vote.
And you say, well, I don't do me damage. Then you come back home, and when time for you vote again.
That's right.
But so the system really open in a way that people can trick the system.
Absolutely. And that is what is going on right now. They're tricking the system. So, how do you address that? Well, every time people go, cada que vas a votar, y estoy hablando en español ahora, cada que vas a votar, hay una persona que te anota tu nombre. ¿Ok? Y si es que se sabe que tú no eres de la aldea, lo ponen, que tú no eres de esa aldea, pero que lograste votar. Al final del día, hay 2 scrutineers. Scrutineers son los que vigilan, son los que escudriñan, son los que están ahí, la presencia del partido ahí en el cuarto, y que van a hacer con la voz para poner su punto, pelear el punto al presiding officer, porque ellos representan el partido ahí dentro. Se han dado cuenta de que aunque muchas veces se le trae a la noticia del presiding officer, es difícil comprobar de que esa persona no vive ahí. Especialmente si esa persona tiene familia ahí. Tener familia ahí, y si va ahí de vez en cuando, o cada tarde a visitar a su mamá o a su novia. Pero la gente dice, ajá, sí, aquí vive él, pero no vive ahí. Solo va de vez en cuando ahí. Pero el sistema es tan abierto que lo permiten votar como si fuera residente. Como te digo, no hay como si un libro que tan pronto entras a la aldea que dice, ¿qué hora es? Es las 8:02. Hoy es el 19 de julio. Fulanito entró a vivir aquí en Trial Farm el 19 de julio a las 8:02. No existe eso. No existen controles. Así que, ¿quién está viendo? ¿Quién está vigilando? Nadie.
I believe they should have taken strict measures on that. Just like when they had the re-registration they had, right? When they asked people how much dog you got at your house, what kind of tree they're around there, so I think it's supposed
But we have discussed it, and I think that one of the alternatives is you have a list for people who will live in the what you call, because as it is, there is no list for the villagers. There's none.
But then you see the lead part will come in funny now because elections and boundaries could send out the list out there. Okay, these are the persons that are registered for Nuevo San Juan. But then remember...
No, that does not exist.
Huh?
That does not exist. If they remember that village council voters list don't exist, they already start for general elections, and those names will be if you appear in the list, it's because you vote for general elections. But remember that may not constitute the entire list. There are people who are living in the area or who have just recently been going in there, and they can vote just the same way. They can vote just the same way as somebody who has been living there 17 years.
That's why I'm going for, because I could say, okay, elections and boundaries, they have the list. So let's say, all right, they have one list for trial farm, and they bring out that list. But then they still have one way that say, if you live there 2 months and you're not on the list, you still can vote. So regardless if they bring out the list, are you not on the list, or somebody said, no man, this person live here, so you live here for 6 months, just because you not registered. So how will you prove that?
Exactly my point. It's very difficult to prove. So
and you cannot change it.
The political parties are taking advantage of this.
And they are aware of it.
The PUP is taking advantage of it. Look how many people voted in Carmelita who don't belong to Carmelita. Bastante. Look at that list that I just read. All those people are from Trial Farm. They are not from San Roman. You heard what I told you? But when those people come to Trial Farm to vote, they will not be permitted to vote. Because those people have already voted someplace else.
I understand the list bigger than that too.
I only have 7 names here because, but the list grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. So at the end of the day, those people, you know who you are. If you don't vote, spare yourself the embarrassment. You will not be permitted to vote in the elections in Trial Farm because your name is already down. And another thing is that if they find you voting again, you will then be taken, you can be fined. How much is it? $1,000.
$1,000.
$1,000. So be very careful.
1,000
Be very careful because
1,000 or 6 months.
If they find out that you're voting again, si se fijan de que estás votando de nuevo y tu nombre está en la lista de votantes que votó, entonces fácilmente te van a multar hasta $1,000 por estar corrompiendo el sistema. Okay?
Well, you see, Pa, parties can get away with that right now, and people who say that they win there, because people vote that are not registered or maybe not live in the area. But you could get your glory. But how when general election come, then people who are not registered can't vote again, you know? They can't vote. So you be a different scenario. Right? You could hallelujah right now. And things bright and beautiful.
And that you said a mouthful. That's the reason. That's the thing that people, you see, the PUP is working on the illusions. They're making it seem as if, PUP they win over all the country, but they're doing it in such a way that they're stealing the elections. Come hell or high water, they're stealing the elections. They're getting people from other areas to come vote. They're literally getting people from other areas to come vote.
It's a morning, guys. The happenings now is previous of coming attraction. 2020 will be nasty, and I know the opposition are lovers of nastiness.
You said a mouthful. And you know what? Desperation is going to be the order of the day. And when a man is desperate and they have put out all the money out on stake, they're going to try their best to get their money back and to get a win for their party because, they've put everything out. They cannot afford to lose another election according to the PUP. They cannot. So this is it for the PUP.
Yeah, so...
if the PUP loses, that's it. If the PUP wins, well, that's what they want. Pero están desesperados para ganar. Desesperados.
And also, Mr. Martinez, at this time, we'd like to, somebody asked, where will elections be this weekend? Well, elections in Orange Walk. You got the Corozal one, pa, if you could get it.
I don't have it.
You don't have it. You know the on the site, Joe. Anyway, Orange Walk, we are looking at Guinea Grass. Guinea Grass is a big village. Guinea Grass, like many villages, is considered that they always support the red. We saw that in some villages, and that has changed as well. So Guinea Grass will be having village council election this weekend. I believe in the south, the next village is Fireburn, if I'm not mistaken. Then we will be having in Palmar as well. Palmar will be having village council election this weekend. We have the only village in Orange Walk Central. We understand they have two groups, and that's in San Esteban. So San Esteban will be having elections as well this weekend. Right here in Orange Walk North, we have Trial Farm, one of the biggest village in Orange Walk North constituents. Trial Farm has their village council election this Sunday. And we also have San Jose, which is our next big village as well. That's San Jose. Then we have San Pablo, that is adjacent to San Jose. So that's 7 villages, 3 in Orange Walk North, 1 in Central, 1 in East, and 2 in the South. And that comes up this
San
Sunday.
Pablo, Palmar, Fireburn, Guinea Grass, San Jose, Trial Farm, and San Esteban.
Yeah.
That's coming up this.
So it's Fireburn, no? Yeah, that's 7, right?
That's 7.
Okay.
For Corozal District, you will be having Libertad, Sarteneja, Paraíso, and Consejo.
What Libertad? Now there are heat ground too. Sarteneja are the same place, them place that tight, pa. Progreso are the same thing too.
In Belize District, you'll have Bermudian Landing, Doublehead Cabbage, Flowers Bank, Isabella Bank, Rancho Dolores, Scotland Half Moon, St. Paul's Bank, Willows Bank, Lemonal, and Ladyville.
9 of the villages that are for Belize Rural North, you know.
9?
9 of them.
Let me go through that. Bermudian Landing,
Yes.
not. Doublehead Cabbage, not. Flowers Bank, not. Isabella Bank, not. Rancho Dolores, not.
Yeah.
Half Moon Key, not. St. Paul's Bank, not. Willows Bank, not. Lemonal, not. Ladyville is what? Central?
Yeah, Rural Central. Half Moon Key is not in North too, so I made a mistake there.
St. Paul, Scotland Half Moon.
Yeah, well, all of them are in a Belize Rural North. So the only one that is not there, which is in Belize Rural Central, which the Honorable Bevis, is Ladyville. But Ladyville is a big community as well, you know, Emmanuel.
And I got that it's going to vote red.
Yeah, so all those villages in Belize Rural North, the Honorable Edmund Clay Lancaster got big work this week. So much for
Why you have to split yourself?
Yeah, nah man, boy, nah man, they're on the run.
Cayo, you have Georgeville, El Progreso on no, because Cayo extends up to the 28th of July.
Oh yeah?
Socots, Armenia, St. Margaret, San Antonio, and Esperanza.
That's this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
How is
for
that?
most other districts, it has already finished.
How is that Toledo, boy?
They're,
Oh, they finish?
they're through. They're through from the 14th of July. I apologize.
Stan Creek
They're
too, huh?
through. July, Cayo District is the only one that extends all the way up to July 28th. And Belize District to 21st. July, this is July 11th, but this is wrong. Elections are boundaries. Your information is wrong. July 21st, the date is July 21st, not July 11th for the elections.
11 done gone.
All right?
The 11 gone already.
So those are the names that will be will be coming up. I mean, those elections will be coming up this weekend. And we can expect to see some sort of comeback for the United Democratic Party.
Yeah,
some sort of comeback for the UDP. Because, I'll be honest with you, han estado consiguiendo una paliza,
¿Una qué?
pero en el norte aquí especialmente. But the UDP has been losing.
Yeah, that's
especially
true,
here
boy.
in the north. And in the north part of Belize, especially in the Orange Walk South.
But if it's Orange Walk South, they're on wipe
I
out.
don't think we have won a single one in Orange Walk South.
Not even one of the small communities there, pa.
Not even one.
And this weekend are the last two, but you know, we don't know how Guinea Grass people and think this weekend, if they have followed that one in trend, because Guinea Grass has always strongly supported the red.
Well, we'll see how it goes. If Guinea Grass votes blue, then that's the
final hammer in the nail.
The final nail on the coffin for the UDP in the south.
Last show of the dice.
And we are very, very, very hopeful for the north.
But
for
remember,
those 4 villages.
Remember,
4 villages, right?
Remember, I tell you when it comes to the general election, a different scenario, because people, you have to look at the majority of persons that are voting, the percentage that are coming out. As some of them percentage, as some people not register, and then they might have no kind of documentation for register. So for the big election, they still can't register. You understand?
Exactly.
But people have the perception in this way, Mr. Martinez, that if they say that if 2 circles come, one that are barracks and one that are banquitas, the one that banquitas is much better than the one that barracks, but the one that barracks got a crowd. People go in there. You understand?
And San Esteban, I am very confident that San Esteban is going to go red. Very confident about that. At least from what I have been told.
Well, they were here
talking to people, because they said they're not going to vote for an independent group.
Well, they were here on Wednesday, Emmanuel, and they represented themselves well.
Yes, but apart from that, the people I have spoken to, they said that they're not going to vote for any independent group. They said that they're going to vote for a party that can work for them. So, and that's a wise decision.
Yeah, and the cry for San Esteban people buy than a road. That's all they ask for, the road.
Yes, yes. Pero, compañeros, vamos a tener la siguiente segmento al honorable señor Elodio Aragón, que ya ratos no ha estado con nosotros, pero estará con nosotros, primero Dios, para el siguiente segmento. Así que tomamos una pausa a las 8:16. Let's take a break at this point, 8:16. Y entonces, primero Dios, cuando regresemos ya tendremos al señor Elodio Aragón con nosotros. Vamos a esta pausa.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan Muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el... ¿Balancín? Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche-France, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche-France.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Haulover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Residents of Dangriga now have their very own brand new modernized multi-purpose complex, compliments of the government of Belize. This $3.5 million investment in the cultural capital will host sporting events, cultural events, and shows, and can double as a hurricane shelter. Features include seating for 1,000, a fully FIBA certified wooden court, locker rooms with full bathrooms, a stage and changing rooms backstage, concession stands, office space, and ample parking. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
There's no need to go across the border to enjoy sun, sand, and crystal blue waters. Belize's northern islands and reef are just a boat ride away. Go slow and immerse yourself into the Caribbean Sea or enjoy some fresh coconut water. Or pick up the pace on an island where locals can enjoy sandy beaches by day and feast on your fresh catch by night. Discover the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef and submerge yourself into another world where you can experience a traffic jam you will want to return. You can also make new friends along the way. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
The first 2 phases of the Hummingbird Highway Rehabilitation Project from the Belmont Roundabout Junction to Saboon Bridge and Alta Vista Bridge to Dangriga Town has already made a remarkable difference for commuters and residents alike. These first two phases are a $16.5 million investment by the government of Belize. Under this project, the highway is being rehabilitated through improvement of the road pavement to create a safer environment for the public. Improvements, especially in the areas that pose a high risk to motorists, include the introduction of paved road shoulders, high visibility line markings, reflective road studs, bus laybys, and other features that will bring the entire road segment in line with internationally recognized standards. Additionally, the replacement of the existing single-lane bridges will reduce road user risks. These improvements will increase economic, tourism, and agricultural opportunities, further encouraging the social development of Belize, particularly in the south. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Need an escape from your daily schedule? Why not become a tourist in your own country? Discover Western Belize. Transport back in time and be awed by the reminiscences of the Mayan civilization. Be adventurous or spend a day with family and friends enjoying the serenity of the Macau River. Sample a Kaya staple or pick up some fresh produce to make your own delicacy. Come visit us in Western Belize. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Take a journey with us to endless possibilities. Our future as a country is now. DigiNet Boost is countrywide. Taking Belize into the future. A nationwide technological evolution. As the most advanced fiber connection, DigiNet Boost is a step forward into a modern world. Belize is powered by DigiNet. DigiNet Boost, now available countrywide.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longanisa, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
6 cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, Rush Franz, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Every friendly competition has a winner and a loser. A runner-up, a second best, someone that just doesn't have what it takes. Our friends know this feeling all too well. Since Digi introduced their new prepaid data plans, Digi fans have been happier than ever. While the other guys, their plans just can't even compare. Digi's new plans have the best value for your dollar. That's more data for less money, with even more options. So keep being a winner and keep living your best life with Digi.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta. Las 8:29. Hoy tengo el gran gusto de tener conmigo en este recinto a el ministro Elodio Aragón. Tomo tiempo aparte para darle la bienvenida. Good morning and welcome. How are you doing?
Well, good morning. Yes, and good morning, radio listeners. It's a pleasure being here again, Emmanuel. You know, always an honor to be here, in the studios of Channel 10, you know.
How are you doing, man?
Good, man, good. You know, we have a lot of work, but
we have a lot of work cut
good.
out ahead of.
Yeah.
This weekend I was looking at the village council slate, and this is the results of the last elections. But I think that you have one coming up this weekend.
Right, we have.
And a big one.
Palmar.
And that's a rather large. I want to ask you a question right now. And I think that's going to lead up to something else. But what are officially the borders of Palmar?
Well, Palmar runs from where the Palmar boundary road is. I think most people know where that is. Everything that is on this side is Palmar. And of course, Palmar runs right, encompasses the entire village. And to a large extent, every resident that is living from there to the highway and across, likewise.
And across?
Right, and across.
So people who live in Sally Alley?
And across, both ways, across here on Ardenet Alley, on this side, and of course on the Belize Corozal Road.
So people who live all the way from there up to perhaps the cutoff, that will be Palmar lands.
Right. And it
I
extends
did not
farther.
know that it extended all the way
Yes,
up to
Palmar, those are the lands of Palmar. And so
generally, do all of those people vote? Do they know that they can vote in Palmar?
Yes, I think they do. I think to a large extent, most of them do. Of course, you have some of them who don't want to participate in the elections in terms of, when they go, in the past, some of them have mentioned to me when they go there, they heckle them. And
why would they heckle them?
Well, because, it's an election. And, in terms of a village council election, there's a lot of things it's not only the people who are on the list that can vote on the election and boundaries voters list. It is also people who are permanent residents can vote. It is people who also live in the village.
I'm not going to ask you a straight question,
and
sir.
So
do you think that it's time to revisit that?
Yes, I think definitely it needs to be revisited. I think a lot of villages have grown, and moreover, it puts a lot of, how would I put it to you? I think it's time to be revisited because it makes it difficult, especially somebody who comes and says or claims he lives in the village, and some people say yes, and some say no.
It gives you a time marker within the 2 months, but hell, who is watching? Who is counting?
Yeah. And these villages have grown big and expanded, and people come and go, people move.
So you live way to hell Bacayanda, and who's counting how many days you've been there? So all of a sudden you show up and say, yo quiero votar, pero tú no vives, ¿cómo que yo no vivo? Vivo en casa de no sé dónde atrás. Si tú no sabes, es tu problema, pero yo vivo ahí.
Yeah.
And he has to be permitted to vote.
Of course, so there's a lot of challenges there, and village council election should be for people who live in the village and who are looking to elect their village council. You have a lot of people who are registered in an area, in a village, but don't live there, don't reside there for nothing.
But Mr.
And then you have a lot who are...
you use, como dicen, si Dios te da amables, juega amables con ellos. y cómo va la cosa. Pero we see one political party taking advantage of that ambiguity.
Yeah, well, that is politics. That is politics. I don't think we could
Yeah, but-
cry over that. I mean, it is politics. I think with time, the legislation needs to change, definitely, because, it gets harder and harder as the village grows. How do you distinguish and confirm somebody lives there or not? I believe that they should basically just stick to what is on the voters list in terms of the election and boundaries, and that should do it. But that is something that has to be looked at, and I am sure that will be looked at in the near future.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
But there is a current issue at the moment with the Palmer lands, and who is the one who nominates the trustees to the Palmer, whatever it is, Board of Trustees or whatever. I read the release from the government of Belize that says that government reserves the right to do that.
No, what is happening in
Can
Palmer?
you explain that to us?
I think we should. I think it is important for people, especially people in Palmer who are watching right now, to understand. I think to a large extent they do. Of course, there are the few who are benefiting from what they are doing now that are very upset. I think you had if I'm not mistaken, you have the Adolfo Canton. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was on CCTV talking about it and basically fear-mongering and trying to scare people that, they will lose their lands, etc. And I just wanted to shed some light on that because, for people to understand clearly what the situation is.
But let's do a little bit of rebuttal there. Is it true that they can lose their lands?
No, they cannot at this
All
point.
right, so I just want to clear that up. It's not true what he said.
Yeah, none at all. Okay. And basically, the trust, all the trust says in terms of the how the lands will be governed, that is there. That is still there. Nothing has changed thus far. But what I want to get into first, to start to give people a good idea, I think is to go over the press release with people to understand exactly what the government is saying in terms of what the Attorney General's ministry has stated in terms of the press release, so it stays clear as to what it is. You understand? Because sometimes people don't understand what is being said, and of course you have people out there who are trying to create mischief because of political reasons, and I would just like to read it. This press release came from the Belize Press Office, and it was issued out through the Attorney General's ministry. And it's titled, Government of Belize Cautions the Public Against Dealing with Trust Lands in San Jose Palmar, Orange Walk District. Belmopan, July 11, 2019. And it states, in 1936, a trust was created in favor of the San Jose Palmar Indians, and pursuant to the terms of the trust, the government of Belize is entrusted with the power to dispose of the trust lands in accordance with the advice of the committee appointed by the San Jose villagers.
Is entrusted to do what? The government of Belize is entrusted to do what?
They are the trustee of the lands. You have to. We'll get into that. Let me finish with this. There is currently no legally constituted committee. The government of Belize is in the process of appointing such committee. As such, until that is done, the public is advised against dealing with any trust lands outside of the terms of the trust deed. The government of Belize assumes no responsibility for any liability incurred as a consequence of reliance or otherwise by any person, estate, or otherwise on any representation or otherwise that is contrary to the terms of the trust deed. The government of Belize is the sole entity entrusted with power to dispose of the trust lands in accordance with the terms of the trust. Now, we must understand what has transpired. What transpired with Palmar. Palmar is a very unique village because they are the only village in this country right now that have their own lands. The government does not own the land in Palmar. Everything that constitutes Palmar is for the people of Palmar, the true descendants of Palmar. Government is only the trustee. You must understand that Palmar once belonged to Belize Estate and Company and was given to the elders back in 1936. After they were removed from the land, they settled in the Yalbak area, right? And so I think at that time, King George issued and basically gave these lands to the Indians. And government is basically only the trustee And what transpires there, basically, the Lads Committee traditionally through the trust deed, what the deed basically says is that the elders would be elected to govern over the Lads Committee.
Elected?
Yeah, well, among themselves, they would have been elected.
Elected, not nominated.
Yeah, not nominated, elected. So they would form a group, I think it was 7 members, and that group would oversee the land distribution, etc., in terms of those lands in Palmar.
Something that we have typically known is the group of elders.
Yes. What has transpired over time is that the elders most of them have passed away. I think the 1 or 2 that still exist is not in the capacity to govern in terms of the oversee the Lads Committee. And that is where it comes in, because the legislation that governs the trust deed basically is outdated because it speaks about elders, etc. But since the last committee that was there, which was basically, I think it was made up of I think 6 members along with the village. You had, I think, people like Lorenzo Aldana, Aldolfo Cantun, Hermenin Melhildo Mo, and others elders who were there. I think they were the last constituted Lads Committee in Palmar. This was about like I don't want to say 2016, thereabouts. Oh no, 2014. Thereabouts, they were the last elected, duly elected village Lads Committee. But within the trust, there's a part, the legislation basically speaks in terms of every 2 years they must have a new Lads Committee constituted. But since then, the elders have passed away, and then another Lads Committee cannot be formed because it does not follow with the regulations that govern the trust deed, because there are no more elders.
So you can't self-proclaim to be one of the committee members and one of the elders say, yo soy de los viejos y yo puedo decir lo que quiero.
Right. So what has
So
what has transpired since there's no elders, they couldn't have had an election. And then so what was done, an advisory committee was set up that made some recommendations to the trustee, which is government, which is the Ministry of Lands, to try to correct the situation in terms of doing the new regulations that would encompass now the fact that there are no more elders per se. So they'll have to now redo the regulations that will now include, or one way or the other encapsulate the what they call the first generation, the next in line from the elders. And so that is being done, and I'll be the first to tell people that has taken too long, But from what I've heard from the Attorney General Ministry is that they are working on it already. They have gotten the advisory committee recommendations, and they are looking at it, and they have to follow it as close as possible to the trust deed, because that is the original version that was there. So they are following it up, and from what I'm told, that will soon be done.
Can you change the trust deed?
Yes, government can change the trust deed, but I don't think that is what they are looking to change. All they have to do is to ensure that it comes in conformity with the original idea of how the Lads Committee would have run. And that basically talks about the elders being a part of that committee, etc. So since you don't have any more elders, then you will have to look at coming down to the next step, which is the first generation, right? So, and after that, then you have the descendants and all of these things. So that is where it is right now. And so government basically put out this press release for several reasons, I think. I'm not sure if they have gotten complaints, and I nearly feel they have, because what has transpired since 2014 is that after the 2 years of the Lads Committee, they are now not legally constituted as a Lads Committee because they have had no other election, and their term has.
And legally, it says that your election is only valid for 2 years.
Right, and the elders that were on that last committee have passed away or not non-functional again, and so what has transpired since then is that we still have Adolfo Cantun, who continues to act as though he is the Lads Committee, and then also the other member, Mr. Mo, if I'm not mistaken, I think he passed away about a year and a half ago, And so what we have is we have an illegal LATS committee that is operating in Palmar. And I think the press release speaks to the fact that one, government is working on this new regulation that will govern the trust deed. Likewise, it speaks about the fact and warning the citizen in terms of engaging in deals in terms of lands in Palmar. And I think they are doing this because, one, they want to protect the lands in Palmar, because there's no legally constituted LATS committee to govern over it. Two, they are protecting citizens in terms of people making deals there, which, at the end of the day might lose their money, etc. And three, I think they are trying to protect government from any lawsuit or anything that may come about.
I want to ask a question. Yes, if I may just want to understand this well, the people who originally came from the Yalbak were given this grant from
because they took away their
His
lands
Majesty
in Yalbak.
in the Yalbak, right?
Yeah, Belize Estate.
But does it say that these people can sell these lands?
Yes, it's all in the trust
So
deed.
if I were one of those
Well,
who
not
have
sell it,
bought
then.
one of those
Yeah.
plots and say this is mine from within, because I noticed that a lot of it is going on right now. There people are selling some of their
Well,
their properties.
as far as I know, the LATS committee is there to ensure that all the descendants of first generation, everybody that who was or who made Palmar or came from the Yalbak area, who came now to Palmar, these lands were to be issued to people who made up Palmar, not new people who are
So
going
the
to live there,
committee was
but rather
supposed to be able
descendants and
to actually say, hijo, tú ya estás quedando grande, I'd like to give you a piece
Right,
of land. So
yes.
they go and they draft out the title, they have the power to do
no,
that.
they make the recommendations to government,
To
and the
government.
government then
And the
issues
government
the
issues-
necessary titles,
So,
etc.
but you can purchase your property.
Yes, and I cannot comment on terms of how the LATS committee functioned before I was there. I can only mention because I personally don't know, but I can tell you right now, this press release is there to ensure, because they've had people, Mr. Adolfo Canton especially, he was on CCTV talking about, the government is not going to take away lands from people, and all that. Ridiculous, none whatsoever. That,
I hear he has a distinct problem with the press release.
But why he has a distinct problem is because he is acting as though he is the LATS committee right now in Palmar, and he is the one who is literally out there making arrangements and deals in terms of land, and people must be aware of this. And that is why you saw him on CCTV, and he himself admitted on CCTV that he knows that the LATS committee only has a life of 2 years. But he has still been operating as though he is the LATS committee. There are no elders on this committee, no other functioning member, the other person have died, but yet he carries on in Palmar as though he is the official LATS committee, giving out when there is no legally constituted LATS committee at this point in time.
How can
Government
he
is
assume that
starting that.
position?
Well, that is the way he operates. That is the way they have operated for quite some time. And we must understand way back, this is the way I've seen Palmar. LATS committee, to a large extent, has a great deal of power. In terms of you are dealing with lands in your community, the LATS committee decides who gets land, etc., And definitely for me, I think it is important that the Palmar village is able to put up a proper LATS committee. We are hoping legally that once the Attorney General Ministry can finish drafting these new regulations in terms of putting, which is, you won't have elders again in this new document because there's none. They'll have to have maybe the first generation, and to ensure that they can have their elections, etc. For me, I always tell the people of Palmar, these lands are for Palmar people. Palmar must ensure they have a proper committee that can oversee these lands. These lands are not infinite. It's going to finish sooner or later, And I always believe that if they have a proper LATS committee, they can oversee properly
There's still Palmar
these
lands
lands,
available.
etc. There's still some lands out there, but what is happening out there, you hear a lot of the rumors out there with what Mr. Adolfo Canton is doing out there. He's the one who's giving out lands, selling lands, all kind of things, taking down payments for lands, etc.
Are people believing
Yes, well, that occurs. And when I look at it, I think that right now, as soon, and according to the AG ministry, these regulations or this new draft will come out very, very shortly. So any week now,
So
we
he
should be
is
seeing
doing these things, and then he is actually he doesn't like what's going on with
No,
this
he
thing
didn't like the press release that
because
came out.
that means that he may be dethroned.
Well, he's not even there. He's not even duly elected at this point in
But
time.
he feels that he's there.
No, listen, you know with lands, there's always a hustle out there. And my thing in this is I've always told people in Palmar needs to be able to elect proper people for the Slats Committee. Government has no say on that. Not even myself have no say in these things. But the people of Palmar do. And as soon as these regulations come out, they will have the opportunity to go and elect who will be there, you know, right? And as far as I know, the AG ministry is doing its best to follow exactly with what the trustee has said. So once they have their LATS committee, I believe that it is important that the people that are there do proper work for the people of Palmar, because at the end of the day, I will tell you, these lands will not be there forever. They need to be able to do a proper, I would want to say, accountability, you know, in terms of what have transpired thus far, who all have gotten lands, etc. This is not in a way to look to take away people's lands, but to ensure that everything moves forward properly. And I do think it is important because you have a lot of people who are now living in Palmar, and people say, well, how did they get land? Well, people from originally Palmar who were given land ended up selling their land. You know, and I don't, if they have given you your share, then and you sold it, then that's, as far as I'm concerned, that is a private transaction, and that is okay. But we must understand right now that there is no legally constituted LATS committee in Palmar, and Mr. Adolfo Canton moving around as though he is legally constituted, that is where, that is terribly wrong. That is terribly wrong what he is doing. And I do think that I am hoping that this regulation comes out soon. It has taken too long. And, you know, once that comes out, I am sure that the normal process in terms of the legal elections, etc., will be held, and Palmar will have its LATS committee. And it will be then up to the new LATS committee to govern over the LATS in Palmar. So this is an ongoing issue, and I'm sure it will be sorted out quite soon, and the people will have their say in terms of who they want for the LATS committee. So that is where it is at this point in time.
Dios te bendiga, señor Aragón. Hasta hoy le veo un milagro.
Yeah.
Checky, Manny, I want the minister to open both eyes and put his act together in Orange Grove East. The little tricky man running with him is the one who won 3 mayorships with voters that are not from town limits.
Yeah, well, these are the things we have to look at, right? But in terms of our village council, I don't know if you have any other questions in terms of this press release.
Time where,
I know.
You know, because it's almost 9 o'clock, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I think as best as I could explain this in terms of it, and I think it is important. So I just want to remind people out there, yes, that the government is not doing anything here. It's not going to take away nobody's land or anything like that, because the government does not have the authority to do so. This land is in trust for the people of Palmar.
¿Me permites explicar eso en español como mejor lo
Por favor,
entendí?
por favor, yeah.
Porque me parece que pues tenemos una responsabilidad para nuestra audiencia que de habla hispana. Hay una cantidad de malentendimiento que pervade con el asunto de los terrenos de Palmar. Ya sabemos que en los 1930, 30 y pico, el rey o la reina, no sé cuál, el rey me parece, luego de que Belize State habían sacado a los habitantes de El Palmar, que se encontraban en Yalbac, entonces les dieron este lugar nuevo que llamaron el Nuevo San José Palmar. fue un arreglo especial donde por de la orden del rey les dieron una cantidad de terreno. ¿Me permites? SugarCity MorningShow, good morning.
Ajá, buenos días. Quería hablar.
Adelante, adelante.
Sí, pues yo solo quería preguntarle a Mr. Aragón. Quería preguntarle a Mr. Aragón. Quería preguntarle que...
Adelante.
Quería preguntarle por qué él esperó... ¿Por qué él esperó? ¿Por qué él esperó una semana antes de Village Council?
Just talk, brother, please.
Ya, ¿por
Just
qué
speak.
esperó usted? ¿Por qué usted esperó una semana antes de Village Council?
¿Para hacer qué?
Para que traiga este asunto en Palmar.
Well, I didn't bring this problem, brother.
El ministro no trajo este asunto. Quiero aclararte que el ministro no trajo ese asunto. La noticia vino de la oficina del procurador general, no del ministro. Yo también me hice la pregunta, ¿y por qué lidiar con ese asunto ahora? Si pudiera ser problemático.
Él es el area rep.
Pero no de él vino esto.
Anyway,
No de él vino esto.
you know, and I just like to tell this caller here, you see, we have to be real. In Palmar, the PUP has always used the LATS committee to wield political power,
Él tiene
you know,
él es el area
right?
rep del area.
And anyway, you're done, Carla?
Okay. Gracias,
Thank
gracias.
you.
Ahora,
And just to explain this, you see, in Palmar, you have the PUP who have always used the LATS committee for political purposes. And this is why this whole thing burns them, because, you know, Mr. Adolfo Canton carries out there, like if he is the LATS committee doing deals, etc., with the land of the people of Palmar. And he's doing that
está tomando ventaja de sus propios terrenos.
Exactly.
Porque él los está vendiendo
Right. And this matter, and the caller asked the question, and I will answer him. Why has this just come up weeks before the election? It is not me. I've been lobbying with the Attorney General's ministry. I have taken this to cabinet time, and it's recorded in the cabinet minutes. How many times have I not taken it to cabinet? I've taken it and sat with the Minister of Lands in terms of the need for this matter to be settled, right? We had remember there was an advisory committee that was formed in Palmar to come up with proposals of how the new regulation should look. All of that, the Ministry of Lands, the Attorney General's ministry has had this information. They have dragged their feet, and I will tell you, I'll be the first, and I mentioned it here before we started, I'll be the first to say that it has taken too long already. But I'm not the Attorney General. I'm not a legal person that can get these regulations done. It has to be drafted by the Attorney General's ministry in conjunction with the the Ministry of Natural Resources, which is the trustee. You know, and they must look at what they will do. We have been championing this. I've had several meetings in regards to this. It is not me who made the press release.
Es que el individuo piensa que quizás eres tú el que lo promoviste, pero en realidad no es el que lo hizo. Esto viene del Ministerio del Attorney General.
Exactly, and so this is where it is up at this point in time. I have not seen the final draft of the legislation. I have seen the recommendations by the advisory committee of Palmar that made up the certain recommendations, but I have not seen that, and I believe all of us, the Attorney General, is to please push on this because the people of Palmar need to sort it out, because we have people like Adolfo Canton and others in Palmar who are taking advantage of this situation. And this is, you know, they're out there right now spewing lies, mistruths, and telling people, oh, you're going to lose your land, oh, the government is going to appoint people, etc., you know. Right? This is the same caller calling back. But these are the things, and I won't even answer him, because these are the things that burn these people, because they feel they can go on CCTV and talk and just talk about, oh, they're going to take away the lands. The government has no intention of doing that. These lands are lands for the people of Palmar. That is not government land. All government wants to ensure is that it is being done right way in regards to what the trust deed says. That is simply what it is. You know, and I will tell you, and I came this morning here because I've been visiting a lot of people out there in Palmar. And a lot of people mentioned to me, Mr. Aragon, these people out here are talking about they're going to take away lands. They're trying to scare people because of the press release that has come out. They're trying to turn this around in terms for political reasons. So I said, you know what, it is good. I need to come and clear this matter so the people of Palmar understand specifically what is happening. And I will tell you this. The people in Palmar know exactly what the situation is. They know exactly what Adolfo Canton and others are trying to do with their lands presently in Palmar.
Is Adolfo Canton involved in politics?
Well, how would I put it to you? I don't know what involvement, to what extent he has, but definitely sure he is involved. You know, and my thing is that the people in Palmar know this situation. You know, but it is always good to highlight these things so people understand clearly what the issue is. You know?
Mr. Aragon, in other countries, in other areas where this has happened, where they have these enclaves and so forth, invariably those cease to exist because they run out of they run into so many problems. Originally, the families who had the privileges and so forth, those marry into other families and so forth and so forth and so forth. And
generations,
after generations pass, you can determine who the who.
Yeah, but they do know. I think in Palmar, I think
people sell their land.
In Palmar they do know. They know who's first generation because, you know, it goes down. I think they do know. My whole thing here about it is that I believe that, and as soon as these legislations or the amendments or whatever you call it, regulations come out from the Attorney General's Ministry and through the trustee, which is the Ministry of Natural Resources, and I believe it will be very, very soon.
Well, are the people from Palmar being consulted in that regard?
Well, they will be in terms of once it's drafted, they will come in. I think they had the advisory LATS committee that made recommendations.
So just to quickly encapsulate
is that just, yeah.
One, there's going to be no lands that are going to be taken away. Ningún terreno se está quitándole a nadie. Lo que escuchas son mentiras. Am I right?
Well, exactly. But like I said, the new LATS committee, whoever that will be, when that will form, will have to oversee and look. And especially, I think they'll have to look at what Adolfo Canton has been doing there, because he's been operating as though he's a legal.
Seguramente se va a constituir un comité de terrenos, uno que sea legal, porque el señor que ha estado trabajando, tomando lugar de, ya pasó su tiempo, él reconoce que ha pasado su tiempo, él lo reconoce, solo es por 2 años según la ley, y entonces el gobierno va a nombrar otro comité para que entonces se pueda llevar a cabo los asuntos. Ahora, el señor Cantú no está nada de acuerdo con esto, porque obviamente él va a tener que dejar de hacer lo que está haciendo. Sentido común. Él va a tener que dejar de hacer lo que está haciendo. Y él por eso está hablando mal del sistema. Está tratando de meterle miedo a la gente, diciéndole que les van a quitar sus terrenos, que pagas esto, que pagas el otro. Y cuando se trata de terrenos de Palmar, pues esos son terrenos de ustedes. El señor Cantú no puede tomar decisiones para ustedes. No puede. Así que al final del día, escuchen y entiendan bien. No hay ninguna pérdida de terrenos aquí. Lo que sí va a hacer es que van a cambiar la persona que está puesto como, que se ha posicionado como el encargado de los terrenos, pero su tiempo ya pasó. Su tiempo ya pasó y es tiempo para que pongan a otro equipo. ¿Quién tiene derecho para poner ese equipo? Solo el gobierno tiene ese derecho. Y eso está escrito en negro y blanco en los tratados del trust.
Yeah, and definitely they have to look at it. Whoever gets there, whoever constitutes a new LATS committee will have to look at what Adolfo has done. Because, you know, you hear a lot of rumors when you're in the village that he has given out land to people who don't even live in the village, who aren't even descendants or anything to do with Palmar. So there's a lot of allegations out there. I am hoping that, and I'm asking the Attorney General's Ministry and the Ministry of Natural Resources as a trustee to please get this as soon as possible. That has always been our request. like I've said, government has no interest in terms of the lands in Palmar, none whatsoever, because that is entrusted for the people of Palmar. But what is important?
Son de Palmar, de la gente de Palmar. Yeah. Nadie se los puede quitar enteramente.
But what is important is that the people of Palmar must, as soon as these regulations are out, come out and follow it and elect a duly elected and legally constituted LATS committee, so that LATS committee can oversee.
Así el pueblo Palmar lo va a elegir.
That's right. And all I say is that, you know, for me, the LATS committee should not be political, none at all, not UDP or PUP. It is for, I believe, needs good people that will oversee these lands so that these lands can be distributed to the true descendants of Palmar, or the true first generations. I don't really understand how it breaks down, but to the correct people that it was intended for in the first place. You know, and I think that will come to be in due time.
Minister, last comment here. It says, Minister, when Minister, when election time come, we will still campaign for you. It's that time, Mr. Minister, 4 minutes past 9. We're running out. In fact, we already ran out of time. Como nada. Las 9:04. Quiero darte las gracias por estar aquí.
Well, you give me a little time before we close them.
Claro, ándale.
My brother, I just want to say that, and first of all, as the people of Palmar, you know, there is a village council election in Palmar this Sunday. The polls will open at 10 and will carry on until 5 in the evening. The election will be held at the Palmar Government School, and we are inviting everybody, and we're asking all our UDPs to come out and give us the support, give your UDP Village Council team that support so that we can work and continue to move Palmar forward. I do believe that we have some good candidates, and we ask the people of Palmar to come out and give us that support. And also I'd like to say, Emmanuel, is that as we move forward, you will be seeing me around. Definitely I've been around Palmar already. I've been around all the villages to a large extent. But definitely we need to pay more visits to people and talk to them, and that will be done. But, you know, we have these village council elections, and it's not only happening in Palmar, Emmanuel. We have elections all over. I think in the south we'll have in the north and countrywide.
In the north and in the east, San Esteban's going to have this election.
But this will be the last elections for Orange Rock East. No? And Emmanuel, I know we are short on time, but definitely we will be back sometime after next week, after the all elections are over, to go over what has transpired in these elections and to discuss the work ahead that we have.
The way forward.
That's right. So, and definitely we continue, because we have a lot of things happening in the east. We have our summer camp that we are doing in Louisiana. I think invitations have been sent out, or we have put it on Facebook, asking families to send their kids to our annual summer camp that we have in the Louisiana area. No? So, but, you know, we're all in political time right now, you know, for these last, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So right after the elections are over, Emmanuel, I will be here and we will go over everything that has transpired and to talk about what's happening in the East. But thanks again, and thank you, radio listeners and TV viewers, for tuning in today, and I hope that we have been informative today, especially in terms of what is transpiring in terms of the lands in Palmar. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, ministro. Nuestro agradecimiento al equipo de producción que fielmente están atentos de todo lo que sucede. Muchas gracias. Pero también, aparte de darle gracias a los invitados, como el ministro, muchas gracias a ustedes, nuestro agradecimiento por su paciencia, por su preferencia. Compañeros, ha sido un gran gusto estar con ustedes esta semana. Ya estamos al final de la semana viernes, ya terminamos una semana más. La siguiente semana, primero Dios, estaremos aquí de vuelta con los resultados de la última ronda de elecciones que sucede este domingo para el distrito de Orange Rock. Me imagino que el distrito del Cayo continúa con sus elecciones hasta el 28 de julio. Pero nosotros aquí en Orange Rock va a ser muy interesante porque tenemos las grandes aldeas como San Esteban, San Pablo, San José, Trial Farm, Guinea Grass, Palmar. y va a ser un día bastante frustrante, pero también bastante alegre, porque estoy seguro de que el partido UDP va a tener victoria en la gran mayoría de estas aldeas. Compañeros, muchas gracias por su audiencia, muchas gracias por su preferencia. Aquí les prometemos una cosa. Primero Dios, estar aquí con ustedes de nuevo el lunes, pero ante todo, desearles un feliz fin de semana a todos. Cuídense, pórtense bien, no hagan si no pueden hacer un bien, no hagan un mal. Cuídense, se cuidan todos, por favor. Hasta luego.